Go ahead. Come in.
How are you?
Hello. How are
Curtis
you?
Harris.
I'm Janika Scarborough. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay, you can have a seat. Would you
you.
like anything to drink?
No, thank you. I'm fine.
Okay. So you have an appointment with us today. What brings you into my office?
Well, I wanted to stop in. I need to get custody of my daughters. They're in a bad situation. They were in a bad situation at home. You all were called about them being left home alone by their mother, and there's some neglect in the home also, and I need to get them with me so they can be in a nice, safe environment.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that you're going through such a situation. Um, so I read over some of your files and I realized this happened maybe a week ago or so?
Yes.
Okay. So where are your children now?
They are currently in the Auberly group home. I'd like to have them with me because they're, but I don't have enough room. I only have an efficiency, and with two young girls, I have to have a separate room for them.
Okay. All right. I'm aware of Auberly group home. So do you have any relatives that can step up and take the girls as we go through the proceedings?
Yeah, I think their maternal grandmother can take them in the meantime until I'm able to get my home up to par.
Okay. So from what I read here, your daughters are ages 6 and 9, so they are of school ages.
That is correct.
Okay. And do you know where the mother is currently?
No.
No? Okay. All right. Okay, so I did read over your files, and that's why I was appointed to work with you. And what are you looking to get out of this situation other than custody? Is it partial custody or full custody?
I'd like to obtain full custody because the neglect has been an ongoing thing, and me being a father and not really feeling like I have too many rights within the family courts as a father when it comes to full custody of our kids, and I'm seeking full custody.
Okay. All right. So you understand that in order for us to go for full custody, we're going to have to file a petition with the courts to make this happen. And the judge is going to have some questions for you, of course. Or was you able to obtain a police report about the alleged neglect that was found where your children were found?
Not a police report, but the incident report through your office, through Child Protective Services, about the neglect, and they are currently investigating.
Okay. All right. Okay. So who reported the neglect, the abuse or the neglect? Excuse me.
It's the neighbor.
The neighbor. Okay. Have you spoken with the neighbor since?
No, I have not.
Okay. All right. So we're going to try to reach out to the neighbor and see if we can get some questions asked, maybe subpoena the neighbor if possible to come into court and appear for to get a affidavit statement of what the findings were before the police was called. With that being said, my job here is to make sure that we take the proper steps in order for you to get custody of your children. And the judge is going to have to make sure that you are fit to do such. And you do understand that if when the mother is finally contacted, because we haven't been able to reach out to the mother either. We haven't had any contact with her. So you do understand with this custody petition that if the mother steps up and says that she wants you all's children, that this can be an ugly battle in court because you're going to have to prove her being incompetent other than the facts that we have with the findings of the children.
Yes, I understand.
Okay. All right. There was an advocate assigned to your kid's case, and I've been working with the advocate. So with that being said, the advocate is just her and I together. We're going to talk over the custody. I'm gonna let her know that you want custody, full custody of your girls, and me and your children's advocate can come up with a family plan that's suitable for you all. Is that okay for you?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. So, would you get in custody of your children? Do you have someone in mind, maybe their paternal grandmother or someone that would be able to help you with child care services once you have them in your custody?
Well, she's getting a little older in age, and of course, being 9 and 6, they're full of energy, and I'm not sure she'll be able to keep up with them for the hours that I will, need care for them. So if she's not able to care for them, I will need some type of looking at some type of child care option.
Okay. We do have CCIS, excuse me, available to help you with your child care services through the state.
Mm-hmm.
And they pay the way they work, they pay a large portion of the child care, but it's all based on income requirements. You have to meet the guidelines of the income requirements in order for them to step up and be able to give you assistance with child care. And you would be, responsible for a certain portion of the child care based on your income, just so you're aware of how CCIS work. And that's a referral that I can put in once we make the petition with the judge for full custody. And if you were to get full custody, that's one of the steps that we would take with CCIS. Okay.
Okay.
So you said you live in an efficiency.
Correct.
So I'm assuming, or I shouldn't assume, I apologize. Would you like help with housing as well?
Yes, I would.
Okay. We can also set you up with, I can set you up with public housing referral. And they're also income-based housing, subsidized housing. I'm sure you've heard of subsidized housing, or if you haven't, I have some brochures that I can give you so you can read more into it. And I can give you some contact numbers where you can contact the office and they can set up an appointment with you to come down there, and they'll go through the steps or whatever on how to apply for public housing or subsidized housing, if you will, and let you know what's available. First things first is custody. So myself and Miss Smith, we're going to go over a family plan with you, and we're going to find out what goals are going to have to be met on your part in order for us to all work together, because the object here is to get the family back together. But of course, making sure that the children are in a safe environment and with a fit parent that can do the responsibilities that's expected of any parent.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any other questions for me, Mr. Harris?
Not at this time,
Okay. One of the things I know the judge is going to want to know is your employment. So, are you currently employed?
Yes, I'm employed full time.
Okay. And with your income, do you feel that your income is enough to care for your children full time?
Right now, currently, I'm not sure it's enough to care for myself and pay a little bit of child support that I was paying. But being that I'll have them full time and having to care for them, child care, and all those different things, their basic needs, I think I'll need additional income.
Okay. I can get you some information for Career Links. Have you ever heard of Career Links?
Yes.
Okay. Career Links, you can go in the office, and through them you can go and find employment for which fields you're looking to work in. Do you have any good skill sets that you're good at, or anything particular that maybe you might want training for?
Yeah, I'm good at like carpentry,
Okay.
some electrical and plumbing type skills, construction based.
Okay. So they do offer job placement training, work training, as well as placement, or as well as educational training. And some of their job trainings also are paid training. So that's something I can get you set up with through Career Links, set you up an appointment, and you make the appointment and they'll walk through. They have counselors on site that can help you with your resume and get you to the places where you need to be if you need additional training. Okay. So we're going to try to get these goals met in the next 90 days or sooner if possible. It all depends on, how well everything goes once we file a petition with the judge. The judge will have us come in, will give us a date to come in for a hearing. And a lot of the questions that I asked you today will be asked of you again in the courtroom in front of the judge. The judge may have some additional goals that he or she may want you to meet prior to going through for the custody of the children. Okay. If you need any additional income until then to help with the children's health insurance, we're taking care of that now. But once the girls are in your custody, I can get you in touch with the right people through welfare services to get the girls on some, full health care benefits, and we can go through with that. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to talk with Miss Smith. We're going to set you up a date, say 2 to 3 weeks out. I can see you back in my office.
Yes.
And you have your ID and everything you need with you, and I should have a date before then for the court hearing. And I will contact you as soon as the judge contacts us and gives us a set date in stone. And I'll have everything that I need. I'll have your documents ready to go, and anything that you may need copies of or that you need for your own personal files, I'll have all that ready for you as well. Okay?
All right.
So unless you have any more questions for me, Mr. Harris.
Not at this time, and I appreciate your time.
I appreciate you coming in, and we will be working with you.
Okay,
all right. You have a good day.
You too.
Bye. And that concludes my open statements for spring of 2019. My name is Janika Harris. Today is February the 1st, 2019.